Hi, in this video series, we are exploring the process of integrating ChatGPT with Google Docs, Sheets, Slides, Colab, Jupyter Notebook, VS Code, etc. Today we will see the native integration of ChatGPT with Google Slides. Okay, so here I have opened my Google Slides. I am going to Extensions, App Script. I have some code here. This code is provided in the GitHub link below. So copy paste the code and save the project. I'm giving it a name ChatGPT. Save the code and run it. It will take a couple of seconds. Basically, we are going to give this script the permissions to access the slides so that they can be edited. Review the permissions. Advanced and allow. Okay, so that's completed. Go back to the sheets, to the full screen mode. Now here we have a slide, and here I have selected some text. As you can see here, a new menu has appeared here, ChatGPT, with a function called completion. Okay, so here I am calling the function completion. The script is running. Now it has returned the results, but we have to do a bit of formatting because this formatting by default doesn't look great, but we can do this. Yeah, so we have asked ChatGPT to give us 5 bullet points on the applications of AI. So it has written this answer: automated customer service, automated data analysis, facial recognition, natural language processing, robotic automation, etc. Okay, now as you know, this is the prompt. So depending on your prompt, ChatGPT return the results. So you can be creative here, and you can ask for any bullet points or short paragraphs, etc. Whatever the content you want to include in your slides. Now let's go to the code to see how we have achieved this. Okay. Now this is the script we have used in the app script. Here I have the API key. This is free, so I am assuming you already have OpenAI account as well as the API token. Now this token is already being deleted, so you have to create your own key. Now we are using the model, this DaVinci 003. There are a couple of model parameters, temperature and max token. Now I'll create a separate video series on what these parameters are and how they affect the results from ChatGPT. Okay, and here we are creating a menu. For that we are giving the name ChatGPT, and we are adding just one item called completion. That is this item. So by default we wouldn't have the ChatGPT here. When we run the script, we have added this menu and this item called completion. Okay, so that's the UI part. Now here you can add as many items as you want so that you can do different tasks. Okay, and then we have two helper functions. The first one is to create the request body. So it takes the prompt as an input, and we already supplied what the model, the temperature and tokens are. So by combining all these, it will create the request body. And then the second function, it takes the request body as well as API key as an input, and then it will create this request payload. So we are going to hit OpenAI endpoint. So we are using this post method and in the headers we supply the API key, and the payload will contain the requested payload. Now here is the simple function we have. Now this is very similar to the function we created when we integrated ChatGPT with Google Docs. Now the only difference is this time we will be accessing the Slides app instead of Doc app. Okay, so here we are accessing the slides, the presentation using the Slides app, and we are getting the highlighted text using these functions. The text we highlighted here using this function, and then we are accessing the slides so that we can update them later when we have the response from ChatGPT. And then using the prompt, we are creating the request body, and then using the request body, we are creating the request payload. We are hitting the OpenAI endpoint with the request payload. So we get the response, and here we are simply processing the response, and whatever the response we got, we are inserting that back into the slide. So using this slide, we are inserting a text box with the response. So that's what this is. So we have inserted a text box, and this is the response. Okay, so this is very similar to the integration of ChatGPT with Google Docs. For Google Sheets, we have done it slightly differently. We haven't created a menu. Instead, we created a formula to run ChatGPT, and we have executed the formula from the cells of the Google Sheet. Okay, that's all for today. Thank you very much.